Um, my first exposure to technology was about 25 years ago, and nobody was on the internet yet. Nobody really even heard of it. And I went and took a class on the internet, and nobody was talking about it. There was me and one other person there. That was it. And they showed us how to put up a web page. And what they showed us was how to put up a web page using the notepad in Microsoft Windows. That was the only thing that we had, and writing it in HTML. So I wrote this website on this notepad, and it was the poorest thing you've ever seen in your life. It took me like 3 days, and I'm going to show you how to put one together in 20 minutes now, but it took me 3 days, and when it first went up, there was a big line in the middle that said time for a snack, and when you click on it, it turned into a big apple. I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And it was, obviously it wasn't, but the one thing that did happen was as soon as my site went live, I started getting emails from Taiwan and Germany, and I was in the mortgage business, and I was like, how much money would I have to spend to get interest in Taiwan and Germany? There's no amount of money I could have spent. And that was 20 years ago, and I realized that, the internet, regardless of people were saying it was a fad then, kind of like some people were saying about social media until Facebook hit 500 million users. You don't hear anybody saying that it's a fad anymore. But they were talking about that then, and I knew that it was just absolutely going to take off. Now, I'm going to give you a crash course in it right now. What'd you say? I have 2.5 hours?
No, you have
20 minutes. I know. So I'm going to rush you guys through this. But you've heard the term computing in the cloud. Has everybody heard that? Yeah. Okay, basically where that term came from is if you took the internet and looked at it as an image, it would be millions of servers, computers, all connected by cables. And if you step back and look at it, it looks like a big cloud. So when you hear people talk about cloud computing or computing in the cloud or whatever they're saying, all they're talking about is the internet. And I swear that tech guys come up with these terms just to make them seem smart and us seem dumb. I guess maybe I'm considered a tech guy, but I know that's why they come up with it. So when you hear cloud computing, all they're talking about is the internet. Now it used to be like with my first web page, the internet was all push. You'd go to a website and it was basically a billboard. And interactive was having a link to email. That was an interactive web page. Well now, the new internet, it's all communications. It's all two-way communication and even 200-way communication. Now, being able to post things, and the average user on Facebook now has 200 friends. So when they post something to Facebook, they have 200 friends that are looking at it. Also with us not really carrying cell phones anymore, now we're carrying handheld internet devices. So instead of talking to one person, now you're talking to 500 or 1,000, just like that. Not to mention, it's never been more important to have your brand and have your information online, because what do people do as soon as they talk to you, or as soon as they're talking to you about your product or looking at one of your homes? They go Google it, and they can do that now instantly right there from their phone. So it's really important to be out there and have the right type of information out there online, because if you're not controlling what's out there, there's information out there. If you're not posting information, people are finding other info. And if you post, they'll find what you want them to. This is a good site when you're getting started. It's called checkyourusername.com. That's the name of the site, checkyourusername.com. And there you've got a program that has all this stuff on it.
All your slides are in there.
Yeah, but basically what this site does is it lists all the more popular social networks. And what will blow you away is there's like 100 websites on here. There's 100 social networks out there. And you put a username in here and you click check it, and it'll let you know with a checkbox or an X if your username is available on those networks. So you can check 100 social networks in a minute and a half to see if the username is available when you're getting started promoting online. This is another page of social networks that's on that same site. So when people get started in social media, the biggest problem they make is they go sign up for a Facebook page and a Twitter page and LinkedIn, and then they start getting all this ton of emails from the sites, and they kind of get overwhelmed, and they're like, this is ridiculous, this doesn't make any sense to me, it's not working, and they're done with it. It's because they went about it the wrong way. What you need to do first is set up a place where you can work from online, and there's a free way to do this. That's one nice thing about this. All this technology I talk about is free. None of this stuff costs any money. I use Google for this, and what you do is just set up a Gmail account, and they give you a desktop that goes with it. And from your desktop, you can put windows into all the social media. Now another thing that you can do with a Gmail account that would be great for what you guys are doing is if you have a list of customers, referral partners, realtors, people you do business with, an email list, you can upload it to Gmail and then go to Facebook and put in your Gmail username and password, and it will tell you every single person on your email list that currently is on Facebook. And then it will give you the option to invite them to join you on Facebook or fan your page. Twitter does the same thing, and so does LinkedIn. So if you want to connect to these people on these social networks using your email list, you can upload the email list and find out everybody that's on there. And one of the things about email is it's gotten to the point now that email, your open rate is almost the same as snail mail now. Your open rate on email is like 1 to 2%. So you send out 100,000 emails, you're getting 1 to 2,000 people that are opening that email. You have 500 fans on Facebook and you post something, every one of those 500 people see it on their feed. So that's why Facebook and fan pages has just exploded versus email marketing, because email marketing is just, people are just not looking at that stuff anymore. They're filtering it out on a fan page. They actually see it. This is what the desktop looks like in Google. It's called an iGoogle page. You can go and find it in there, and you can set up windows like bookmarks, Gmail, Internet Explorer. Here's a social network. Here's another social network. So you can have windows into all these social networks, go to one place and see all the stuff that's going on, so you don't have to go to 10 different social networks and log in and out of each one. You're automatically logged into all of them by just logging into one place. The other thing is, with your Gmail account, there's like 80 services that you get for free with it. But another one of them is a calendar. A great thing to do is book 20 minutes a day, put it in this calendar as a recurring event, so you're reminded 20 minutes a day to go and post. Go and post, go review your networks, go listen, see if there's people talking, trying to communicate with you. Setting this stuff up, if you don't pay attention to it, someone goes to your site and they make a comment and they never hear from you, that's the equivalent of them calling your business and leaving a message and never getting a return phone call. They're just going to move on, they're not going to make any more comments, they may never come back. So you want to, and you don't have to do it quickly, but you do have to reply to these people and talk to them. That's what this is all about, is two-way community. Now, here's the Facebook fan page for the Fresh Ideas Home Tour. There's a link in the back of your program that takes you guys here, but you can go here and be posting stuff to this site. You can go and post your site to this site, your listings, all the stuff that you're doing, you can post to this site and your links will show up on here. And this is a site that they're going to be driving people to. Every time you post something on here, the fans on this site are going to see what's going on here. Now another idea I was thinking of, and I was talking to Jolene about it, we haven't firmed it up yet, was when people come and they take the tour, maybe put together some kind of a contest where the winner's going to get a prize, but what they'll do is, as they take the tour, they take a picture of their 5 favorite homes along the tour. They upload those 5 homes to their Facebook page, and then they go to the fan page and post their Facebook page and say, I uploaded my 5 photos. Well, then you do a drawing for all the people that have done that. Well, if you get hundreds of people posting 5 homes apiece, the average Facebook user has 200 friends, you got 20,000 people that are seeing all these homes out there, and it's not costing anything, but it's driving huge traffic and getting tons and tons of people to take photos and upload. And all they're using is their Droid or their iPhone or their handheld internet device. It's a really simple thing to do, and it would be really easy to monitor, not to mention once they do it, for them to go and post it to the fan page, they have to become a fan. So now there's more fans building. That's one of the things about this event is, with all the other media that you're going to be doing, I mean, you have the potential to grow a big social network, and not to mention drive traffic to all your individual social networks. And then when this tour is over in a couple of weeks, that network's still there. As long as you keep providing valuable content to it, it's not going to go anywhere. So this could be like a big launch, and then you're still going to have thousands of people that are interested in buying a home or interested in new homes that are part of these networks.